We started this process, I think, in December, right? Yeah. In December. With the hope of trying to make the system as transparent as possible. And with transparency, you need to open it up by showing people how they can apply. Then you take them through the process. Coincidentally, by the time the deadline for application was closed, and this is very important, there was a total of 506,618 applicants. Over 500,000 Ghanaians youth were urging to be able to join our security service. This is an excellent thing. People who want to come forward and be able to serve their country, which is a very good thing. But as all of us know, out of these over 500,000, there was over 130,000 applicants to the police alone. And let me say this, the current police strength we have today, from the IGP to the last constable, is 49,000. The total police force we have is 49,000. Yet we had 130,000 young people wanting to join the service. As you know, we are under an IMF program, and knowing also the economic challenges that we inherited, and being the first recruitment that we'll be doing, the economy can only bring in 2,500 more police officers. 2,500. I mean, other ranks, and then 500 cadets. So when you put that, that's just about 3,000. Meanwhile, we have 130,000 that are opting to join the police. With the Ghana Immigration Service, by the time we closed the portal, to our utmost shock, there were more applicants to the Ghana Immigration Service than even the Ghana Police. The total of over 180,000 young men wanted to join the Ghana Immigration Service. But the interesting thing is that today, the Ghana Immigration Service, the strength from the Comptroller General to the last officer at immigration stands as 18,300, less than 20,000. Yet you have 180,000 opting to join. And unfortunately, because of the space, the fiscal space, we could only have a space for 1,000. We could have space for only 1,000. When you come to Ghana Fire Service, by the time the portal closed, there were 124,000 applicants. 124,000 applicants for Ghana National Fire Service. Meanwhile, the current National Fire Service, from the chief fire officer to the last officer, they are just about 17,000 plus. Yet you have 124,000 wanting to join the Ghana National Fire Service. The Ghana Prison Service, when the portal closed, there were 71,000 applicants. The Ghana Prison Service, as we speak today, their strength is just a little over 14,000. So just suppose their strength now, as against the number who wants to come. In the case of the Ghana Prison Service, the space could only accommodate 500. So the total space we have to be able to recruit in this first phase, and my emphasis, first phase of the recruitment process, is only 5,000.
So you heard the Interior Minister, Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak, speaking there. So I don't know how to process this, but Kofi,
yeah,
this tells me we are in trouble. That this is the face of joblessness. And some of them know that some of these places, they are not really decent paying jobs. But they must get in.
Samson, you remember I've used this term, predatory elite.
Correct.
It breaks my heart to say that. Okay? Because when you have a system where your elite, and your elite are the people who are at the top and are supposed to pull the rest of us up. Okay? But when they feed off you, they become a predatory elite. It's a painful thing. Look, one, this is not the first time. Okay? Two, the minister himself is saying, well, we expected 100,000 or so people. That's serious by itself. and then in the process you get 500,000. Okay, again, you said we are straight talkers. Let me say this because we all know that what I'm going to say is true. These 5,000 openings in the security services are already filled. MPs have submitted names, ministers have submitted names, the elite have submitted names. They are filled. Chiefs, whoever, 5,000, they are filled. Who doesn't know that? And I look at some of these young men.
But that's a serious allegation.
Well, Samson.
He's not lying.
That we just set these guys up. Like Intim Fojo says, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
The spaces are filled and the people are being asked to come in.
Samson, I am challenging anybody who knows. If you don't know, you don't know. That when you have 5,000 spaces to fill in the security services, the police chiefs, the army chiefs, the chiefs around, the pastors, the 275 MPs all have names, the ministers have names, the staffers in Jubilee have names. More than 5,000 names have been submitted already and they'll fill those spaces.
At least the former interior minister had told us about how they give protocols.
Protocol.
He was forced to say that even NDC,
they do it. They take care of
MPs got quotas.
So I speak with pain. Look, Samson, let me tell you something. When you have a young man standing in 30-degree sun, wiping your windscreen, prepared to take 50 pesos, and sometimes they get nothing, the desperation that leads that person to stand there, and those young men are strong. That's why they can stand there. True. The desperation that leads them to do that is the same desperation that leads to armed robbery. We have a problem on our hand. We need to be solving it. Look, we are not saying if you want to do recruit, you should not collect forms. But many of us have been, part of systems. The initial form that you fill today in this world, it doesn't make sense to sell physical forms. Put it online, let them fill it, whatever it is. That itself is an elimination process. If you can't go online and fill a form and whatever it is, that eliminates.
But this has been standard. Applying to university everywhere, they take you money.
But that's the point.
Online.
Application forms.
That's the point.
Forms are online.
In the first place, we have systems that save you from that. Okay. Secondly, you have to have the empathy that the people we are talking about are people we owe. These young people we owe. So you don't add stress to them. And especially when clearly it does not look like we are going to go through a real process. And like you said, people have died in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, why is it necessary? Why should we do all those things? And by the way, if you are going to do it, honestly, I think...
You just mentioned people have died. The last time, that was just for the military. And people died. Please, does anybody know what has happened to anybody? Those who organize the process and everything, anybody has been held culpable?
I have been trying to follow, and I haven't had anybody be held culpable. And what pains me is that the military is supposed to be one of the most disciplined institutions. They are disciplined, the exact discipline, etc., and they couldn't handle a mob when they knew they were coming. What they've done is they've offered the people who died automatic recruitment for their relatives.
Yes.
I'm saying that is not enough. You see, what led to that mess that cost people their lives should be studied, documented. Those who were negligent, whether criminally or just negligent, something has to be done, not because we hate people or whatever.
So this system, as we understand, is the cure to what happened. Instead of getting them to mass up at places, they are doing it online.
No. So see, as for the massing up, I don't know why they had to do that. Now, if you're going to do it online, like I'm saying, you don't need to charge them ahead. Because there are ways you can do it without charging them. Now, there's a screening process. Even corporate, recruitments today, they are done online. They are done by AI, 2-3 steps. You don't meet anybody. So you whittle down the number, and then you get to a certain point where you can manage them coming in and having actual interviews. I think that you can charge people application processing fees for those who get beyond a certain point. But I find it problematic, even if they can justify that. At the very first instance, you charge people this kind of money. And my problem is, they know. So clearly, this thing was intended to raise some money. And I think that is wrong. That is bad. If they want to make some amends, what they should do is refund the money. But we should have a policy that says, we won't do this again. Look, when you do this, you build up anger in the youth. And it's wrong.
So what is it Honorable Minister of State, this is how it has been done. Except this time, there's an improvement because of the online processing. Paying application fees. In fact, the application fees was more than 220. It has actually been reduced to this amount.
Yeah, it was 300.
So what's...
No, 3.
Tell me, what's going on? What are we doing?
So when I listened to Bentil, his submissions are dangerously repulsive. Dangerous. To say that the youth were deceived into filling forms when there are no vacancies. I don't think we should be saying that on national platforms like this. Very, very dangerous.
You mean it's not true?
It's not true.
Truth can be dangerous.
No, it's not true.
Did you hear the former Interior Minister?
I heard the...
What's his name? Is it Henry Cote? You heard him?
I heard him.
Was it true or it was false?
Well, I don't know. He was there.
No, but you know.
It's not true
as an
when you say that there is no opportunity.
The NDC at the time, the NDC was
quite absolute.
At the time,
but there's a significant.
Let me remind us a bit. At the time, the NDC was accusing the NPP of doing favoritism, sort of putting their party people in the security services, and he was forced to come out to say that all the NDC MPPs who are complaining have been handed quotas. They were all bringing people into it.
What I'm saying.
And he mentioned all of these things. Today he's saying that today he has spoken. He says he knows the situation that Muntaka finds himself in, and it's a difficult place. So if Bentil is saying that some of these places have already been filled.
He said the 5,000 is gone. He says the 5,000 is gone. He says,
what do you know about what I'm talking about? Every people send list.
When you are communicating to the youth, mind you, 500,000 people. That's what you are communicating to.
The truth is what you are trying to dodge. You are trying to dodge the truth.
Honorable, I have a question for you.
The second thing is that, you see, it's a criteria for enlistment. Okay? And that's why they had to go and fill the form. And you have to go through. So even if you are given a quota, if you are given preferential treatment, that person you are bringing must necessarily pass through the system.
Look, there are people who were in airports and MPP who were selling phones at Circle, and they ended up in national security.
Well, this is not MPP.
Yes, I'm saying so.
Yes,
I'm saying so. So you know that it's a bipartisan problem.
Then three, even what has been said by the ranking member on Interior is counterfactual. Because I know people who bought funds for all the various job openings in the security service. So you could get one person.
You mean now?
Now, yes.
No, because now the system has actually been designed to stop that. Where people buy multiple, they buy for immigration,
I know that
they buy for this place.
Bought like that.
How are you going to do that? Because your Ghana card will stop
Yes.
you.
Oh no.
I think you may need to find out more.
Yeah.
Because engaging the people who are behind this,
Yeah.
I find that part of this online system cures that problem. Where they will pay multiple, go here, go there.
Oh, that's why he even said, you remember Tim Fojo?
Yeah.
He said, some bought 3, 4. You said it.
So you are saying the system has been gamed?
Okay. So, and I know people who have contacted me and said, look, I bought for immigration, I bought for fire service, I bought for police. So you might not be dealing with 500,000. You might be dealing with a lesser number. But then the applications that went collectively in the security service was 506,000. 3. So I've heard people argue that probably we're looking for 5,000. We should have sold 100,000 forms. Then you are
100,000 vouchers.
Vouchers.
Yeah.
Then you are looking to restrict the opportunity offered to the youth to be able to try to see whether they can get in. Because if you say 100,000 vouchers should be sold, and people rise there and they are not able to buy, the problems could be more. So it was to address the issue of fairness, giving everybody equal opportunity, and that goes to negate what Benton has said. And I'm really, really shocked because I had relatives who filled forms. have not engaged any minister. I have not engaged any minister. What I've done is I've encouraged them because they told me the processes. And one or two have sent me their alerts, which shows that they passed through the aptitude test. Okay? And some have not. So let's come and look at this. What is happening is symptomatic of a larger problem. Today we know that 500,000 people, youth, wanted to get into the police service. And something is right. Under normal circumstances where there are job opportunities, growing up, getting into the security services was not kosher. It was not kosher. So if this number of people are going to go into the security service or applying to get into the security services, that should tell you that there's a problem. And that government should be working to expand the economy in such a way that we can create more jobs for people to get in. Because, yes, this is the first time. Montaka is right. Whatever be the case, next year they will recruit. So this is or even within this year they will recruit. Because this is last year's recruitment. Okay? And we are in 2026. So they will continue to recruit. And he's promised that there will be a database where they can call the people back. Some people who have gone through the processes, passed to the last end, but they can get that 5,000. Okay? That's what he's saying.
Next year, you mean?
This year. This recruitment is for last year. And so there's still that opportunity. But the longest to address this problem.
There's still that opportunity for how many people?
Oh, for people to get in.
How many?
I don't know the number.
Another 5,000?
I don't know the number. Meanwhile, this 5,000 was negotiated during the time of our engagement with the IMF. You don't know?
You see,
Are you surprised?
don't even go there.
No, are you surprised?
No, don't go there.
No, are you surprised?
So, when was the IMF program? When did it commence?
2022?
The IMF program?
Yes.
It commenced in 2023.
Yeah.
2023.
It commenced before you did your manifesto.
Oh,
It did. So you knew.
I thought that you were saying that it was not part of the IMF.
Please, I don't have a problem. I'm saying that the commitments that you made to the youth of Ghana.
I thought that you were going to say that this is not part of the IMF.
I'm even surprised you are going to IMF. That's where my surprise really is. Because you see, thankfully, the manifestos, we read them after you win power.
No, we don't read them after.
We read them. We read them after we win.
We said that we were going to decentralize recruitment.
See,
and that's exactly
senior.
We're not
I'm saying to you that
boys from
we read the manifesto in detail after you win election.
No.
That's when we read it.
That's the MPP.
We haven't gotten to you yet. Can you let him finish?
You will get to me.
So you see, you were shocked. And to divert attention from what I'm saying, we talked about the manifestos. It's not our manifestos. There's only a number that we can take. So we are faced with a choice. Knowing that the number that we can put on our payroll is this. Do we limit the number of vouchers and make only a limited number of people apply so that we screen, or do we open it up? That's it.
Open it up, but let it be free at the beginning.
So that I like that. So that's the suggestion.
But are you not giving false hopes? The number you expect to take in the next decade, will it be up to 100,000?
I'm not giving numbers. I'm just saying that those who
No, let's look at it. Realistically, you won't be taking 100,000 people.
No.
So why are we giving them hope that, this first phase you haven't, so the next one, as if in the next one, you are going to pick 50,000.
No, those who have gotten in this time will not be eligible to fill the forms next time. So the number.
So we'll take 5,000 out.
Some may not even be qualified the next time. By age, some of them may not be qualified the next time.
So some of them will even not be qualified the next time. But
there will be new people.
There will be new people.
Because there are no jobs.
So let's create the jobs. That's why we are thinking of doing the 24-hour economy.
It's been a year past, though. And the 24-hour economy secretariat doesn't work for 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been a year past. That doesn't mean that the idea, concept, the initiative.
Your supporters, your foot soldiers are very, very, very unhappy.
Yes.
And we have heard even NDC MPs showing how they are unhappy because they say there's pressure on them to get your people spaces in the security services.
I perfectly understand them. To be honest with you, I'm not an MP. I'm not in government. But I also have pressure. I perfectly understand them. And I sympathize.
Even you have pressure, you are selling forms. How about the people who are sitting MPs?
Oh, that's why I said your suggestion not to sell forms. I think I'll take it back.
Yes. Me sitting here,
yes,
I get it. But do you know how I get it off my back?
No.
I simply tell people, follow the process. I don't give them hopes that I can help.
That's what I did. That's what I did. I said, follow the process, follow the process, follow the process. Because if you fail, there's nothing I can do.
The MPs don't say that. When they are campaigning, they promise people jobs. So when you get into office, you can't say for...
I'm talking about my...
In fact, some of them boast.
In office.
Kofi, some of them boast that I have been able to bring this number of people into immigration, into this place, into that place.
Yes, I know 1 or 2 MPs who have boosted.
So why were you saying what I said was repulsive?
Which one?
We need to confront truth.
No.
That there's enough protocol between MPs, parliamentarians, ministers.
So you, Bentel, when an MP says that you think that is verifiable true.
We sitting on this table, all of us know it is true.
So no. I know sometimes.
I am challenging you to say it is not true.
It's just mere puff.
I am challenging you to say it is not true.
Sometimes I know it's mere puff.
Don't dodge. I am challenging you to say
I just know that it's mere puff.
He's not saying it.
So I just think that we're confronted. It's between the devil and the deep blue sea. Okay? Or the devil and the hard place. The youth are excluded. That's why Kufo did this youth program. Because we have always identified the youth as being a security threat to this country. And so we must find ways as a country to grow the economy, ensure that we have job openings for people who want to work, to be able to work.
But you keep telling them, when you campaign, you keep telling them that you create the jobs for them. That's what you did. And that's why you are under pressure.
That's why we are creating the jobs.
Now, I heard Muntaka under pressure to tell the people, the party people, that they did a recruitment for YEA. And he believes that the majority of those who entered that were the party people. He said your, what do you call it, polling station executives or what? The number alone is how many people, and even if they were all to be giving these spaces, not even like 1/3 will be catered for.
Why are you selling forms?
But that's not what you were telling them in the campaign. You were telling them that MPP is putting their people there, you also put them there.
That's what leadership is about. Leadership is sometimes confronting the truth.
And you are failing to confront the truth here.
That's about leadership.
You are failing to confront the truth here.
You have just said that even if they gave all the opportunities, the 5,000 opportunities to NDC, only bring NDC people and get them into. Not all of them will, not all NDC.
Not one class of NDC executives, not everybody.
Not everybody. No, they won't even get in. So that's leadership. So you need to communicate that. Because it's just not possible.
But you are communicating after the fact. When you were campaigning before them, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You didn't do expectation management.
Experience has always been a better teacher, but I said that you must experience it before you become a better person.
Hold on. I'm coming to you. Senor, do you see what has been complained about? A bastardization of the security services. The ML Short, Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, and former, Commissioner of Police Committee. That's the Ayawaso West Wagon Committee. Yeah. When they sat, they told us this. How the parties now just, push their people in there, and it's an avenue to put party people there.
Samson, this story, we must move it from the conversation of just being a security sector story. It tells us about the failings in governance and the failings in our labor market. It also highlights the real national security risk that we currently face. Our politicians are not learning. This country is brewing all kinds of things every minute. Our Constitution, and I take the preamble, every time I come here, I like to quote the Constitution. Not because I'm a lawyer, but because this Constitution is supposed to be the frame for everybody. And you don't need to be a lawyer. For starters, this Constitution was done not by lawyers, by hairdressers,
EDC.
truck drivers, students, and everybody. Everybody must find ownership in the constitution of our country.
The committee of experts were made up of mainly lawyers.
Yeah, they were the employees who were the ones telling them what to do.
No, we made you think you were.
Yeah, you guys don't have human rights in the conversation of Ghana's constitution, the Ghana Bar Association. The preamble is very clear. We, the people of Ghana, exercise of our natural and inalienable right to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty. Equality of opportunity and prosperity.
It means no protocol.
My brother, you know, there are realities. A country goes through a certain phase and people have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
But there should be justice, there should be fairness.
It is.
It continues to say, in the spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation to our commitment to freedom, justice, probity, and accountability. My question is, where's the quality of this opportunity? Where is the justice when we are actually looking at conversations around protocol? Where is the realization of the liberties and prosperity, which is the reasons for which we created this form of governance, which we call here democracy under this 1992 constitution? When we have 34.4% of our youth unemployed. And get it right, unemployment here is not the level of security where you even have all your staff here going every month. It means possibly earning an income in the past week or so, or the reference week, earning an income in a day or like an hour within the period. For our employed people in our country, over 2/3 of these people are vulnerably employed, no social protections around any form of employment. So it is almost no employment in real terms. So when you look inside and you delve deep into this data, the youth that we have, those who are properly so-called employed, are just about 21%. That is why you look for a 5,000 space and you have 500,000 people go in.
Yeah.
And you have 500,000 people going because there were more people who could not afford the 200 Ghana cedis. Our whole labor force, all right, right now it stands at around 15 million. Dad, what do you... And if we say 2/3 are vulnerably employed, what does it mean? And we look at this and we look at the youth population, the contribution in there. My brother, we are sitting on a time bomb. If I'm a president, I won't be able to sleep. And there's a need for us to, at a minimum, in the middle of all this, start giving and delivering the minimum, which would be justice, equality of opportunity.
Yeah.
So I really commend the concept of using technology as a process. It's great. But we must be a country that's also sensitive to the realities of our time. The youth today, we failed. Something is our time. We are the last batch of people who survived, though. We who barely survived as graduates when we were leaving school. Our seniors way back, when they leave school, you see they go into a certain management training program and all that. When we were leaving there, our people are now going to call centers, and that's when the economy had opened up. Kufuor's investments and the policies around services, financial markets, telecoms, and all that. Those things open new channels within our economy. This country has still been stagnant, save for oil, and now for what do you call it? Small scale, I don't know how to call it, gold. I want to run away from Galamsey. You know,
Small scale mining.
Mining, which created a different opening. We have barely restructured the economy. So I commend the finance minister trying to hold the line. But nothing innovative has yet been done to unlock our economy.
Jacqueline,
What new windows we have? Look, and you know, having said this, something.
there's a journalist here. Her name is Jacqueline Ansumaya-Bua. She says that nobody is trying to fix the problems we have in this country. Everyone is trying to make enough money, so the problems no longer apply to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely the case. All right, but that is the natural course of nature when people now have to survive. So if you're a businessman, what are you looking at? You're looking at your survivor. You want your employees to survive. You want to thrive. There's no crime, but it's about the policymakers who will give the responsibility to deliver the promises of our constitution. And that's where the problem is. I am very happy our statistical service, and Kudos to His Excellency the President and the Finance Minister for appointing Dr. Alassane. He's brought great innovation and sharing proper data. And that's why they say, well, data for Ghana's development. We are getting visibility on the reality of our problem. They released a recent, employment data. And it is sickening. It is scary. And this is what the president must start using as a benchmark. Empower that unit so we see whether we are making progress or not. The 24-hour economy, when you even look in the data, you realize that there's almost only 1.7% people are working in a 9 shift. All right, so there's nothing material that has happened. Unfortunately, we don't have a benchmark before.
It's work in progress.
It's work in progress. You see, the key thing here, that the conversation we should have, and we should have a proper economic conversation. How do we build or grow this company, make it competitive? The politics must cut out. We have had aluminium as a window for unlocking our country. We have played politics with it from, what's the name, Ibrahim's company that we did something with it. We have played everybody, Exxon, Cubic to Geardec, and then they also came with their own, which has also now hit the... Please, the politicians are always looking at who they can control to drive the unlocking of critical sectors that can create real opportunities for our people. Can you guys get out of that bus and realize that there are lives at stake? It's not about you being in control of who runs these places so that you can actually make money for yourself, but rather be thinking about the lives of the people that you swore to protect. These 495,000 people who will not get the chance, where are they going to go? What lives are they going to live? I worry. I am really worried.
But
and
there may be something else.
Us having the right
there may be something else. There may be something
One
else.
last thing.
Yeah,
it was most insensitive on the state of the part of the government, knowing all this, with all this data being there, to even dare to ask any of these people a dime for any government job.
Okay, so
this is not looking for school.
I'm giving you a bit of
nobody
information.
Should ask any of these children a single dime to apply to work for this country when we have failed them.
So, as we know it, there is no budget line for the recruitment. Not for the Interior Ministry, and not for, of course, through the Interior Ministry, would have been made for the immigration and all of the. There's no budget line for recruitment. This has been the case over the years. So what do? They get these third-party companies who would normally put in their money, their equipment, to help with the process. And then they get, a cut. And when they are done, sometimes the state organizations, call them immigration, police, they will get maybe 25%. What I have checked, there's a history that shows that between 2016 to 2022 thereabouts, the company, this same entity, TribeNet, has been running these things, and it gets about 25%. I think the highest I have seen was about 30%. But no, they have actually gotten, there's been a point where there has been a sharing of 50-50. Sharing of 50-50. It has been getting 30% plus. But today, as we understand, they have not only reduced the application fees, but they have also made sure that they are getting only about 25%. So previously, you will see the trajectory that this company was getting up to even 50%.
Samson,
but now they are telling you that they have done well. So appreciate what they have done.
Samson, I'm not appreciating.
First, they have done well in the sense that this is what they are telling you. They've done well in the sense that they have reduced the cost of application from 300 to 220 cedis. They've also ensured that the state organizations, security organizations, which were getting far less, now are getting a lot more because the entity is getting 25% instead of where it was getting up to 40%. 50%. What do you say to that?
Samson,
I'm bringing you on.
I run technology companies. I'm running technology projects, all right? Government should be honest and be real to this. And I commend TribeNet for the innovation they have brought in. But that is not what it will cost you. When you realize that the demand for your thing has gone because of these social pressures, all right, you make an adjustment to the model. How much did you calculate that the people were going to collect? 250 million?
Yes.
All right? How much will it cost for that solution? All you need to keep scaling is actually just resources. It's not much. Government needs to have a recruitment system. That central recruitment system could be run by the Public Services Commission. All right? And it should own it.
Now this is what we are talking. Wait. It's information for you.
Yes, I'm not.
What we understand now, as the minister also disclosed in Parliament, now the third-party company is not only making only 25%, but the software, all the computers they bought, all the printers that they buy for the process, the state is getting them.
Again, I'm just telling you that we have. You see, I'm an investor.
It's a predatory
I own a technology company, so I'm not speaking dumb, all right, or speaking social commentary. I understand that, and I commend them. Look, if Ghanaians are doing that, they've created this, but government should be able to scale up and say, look, we are creating a social problem. You can't be charging these people this money anymore. I'm not saying TribeNet shouldn't provide support services. This structure, this infrastructure must be owned by the state. It should be owned by the city. It don't cost us that much to own. The resources to maintain can always be managed by TribeNet. In the beginning, maybe you didn't see the model. But now you are realizing there's a lot of pressure. The truth is that whatever it is, we can't be charging these children for a thing. Poor people, these are poor people. They struggle to take their children to university, thinking that when they go to university, they will come back with employment. And then they go. A poor farmer will take the child there and come back. The child will come back to the farm. And he still will be feeding the child. Then why did you go? You see, and I honestly don't see a deliberate policy on the part of our governments. The current one and the past one, we sacked them for it. So the current one must face the bullet. What are you doing to unlock this? Not just say you are giving people skills. Where's the opportunity?
Okay.
It 24 hours doesn't mean a thing.
Let me get other people.
When
to
you don't
come on
unlock the supply chain in an economy, it means nothing. You don't need to tell anybody to do 24 hours. If I'm running my factory and I'm seeing demand and government is facilitating, opening opportunities for me locally and globally, and I'm seeing demand, are you the one going to tell me to run 24 hours?
Okay, thank you.
You run 24 hours.
Thank you. Let's hear.
Would I not run
then I go
24
to.
hours?
I'll come to you last.
Doubling my
I'll come to you
plans.
last. Yes.
Well, first of all,
Patriotic.
let's think about it. If I'm applying and a simple tweak of the software tells me, first of all, how many positions are available, so that as I go to apply for immigration or customs or whatever, I can tell that there are 5,000 positions. And there's a counter that tells me how many people have applied. All of a sudden, it becomes a lot fairer, because I would know how many people have applied. And this information shouldn't be something that comes from the minister. Every applicant should be able to go there and say, hey, there were only 1,000 positions and 180,000 people have applied. That's number one. Number two, can we?
But desperation doesn't respect that.
No, that's fine. That's one. At least
Everybody
one
is
step.
trying their luck.
One step, everybody is trying. But the another step is that can we stop pretending that the government can create enough employment? For
Any economy that has the government as the last resort is a failed economy.
what they say.
Any economy that has the government as the last resort is a failed economy.
Thank you.
What they say.
They should run 24 hours.
That's what the government told the youth.
Ijo Jackson speaking now.
We are pretending that the government can create employment.
That's what the government said. It's not a question of pretense.
I am saying
that's their
I am
promise.
saying that we are pretending.
You see why it would be good for you to have the last final bite? So
For so long as we keep up this pretense, this is what will happen. Those who will create employment are not going to, it's not going to be there. The government will pretend to create, it will pretend to pay, and there's no lasting jobs. There are no lasting, they will go through a sanitation program, a health program, and it will end.
NABCO.
It will end. Call it YEA, call it NAPCO, give it any name you like. nothing will change. And we just keep recycling these ideas that started in the President Kufuor regime.
Yeah.
We just keep cycling. The only way we are going to create jobs is if we start thinking about how to make this country an easier place for someone to create jobs. Until we do that, right? Until we create a situation where in this studio you can employ more researchers, more cameramen and whatever, until the private man who's stepped up can employ 7 more people, 2 more people here, 100 more people for a factory, the situation won't change. And we don't address it. You know, we are all hiding. Mr. Bento, I'm someone who agrees with you.
Amen.
That a lot of those positions are going to be filled already because you ask anybody in this country, if you don't have a connection, if you don't have a godfather, how are you going to end up passing through the system? Everybody knows it. Everybody accepts it. So let's stop hiding.
So let's stop it, because at this juncture, we cannot even give the people fair jobs. So the little that's there, let the people know that they get it fairly. The Constitution demands of us to ensure equal opportunity.
Thank you.
Where is the equal opportunity? Where is the justice for
Thank you, Senor. Thank
this
you.
protocol nonsense must stop.
Thank you. So Joe Jackson, the NDC says that in their manifesto under security and public safety, they promise a merit-based, transparent, and decentralized recruitment and promotions for all security agencies. And remember, there's also the review committee work that I referenced, which also said, quote, the ministry must ensure that each agency under its supervision establishes a recruitment enlistment board. The composition of such a board must include the head of human resources or its representative. This is envisaged to strengthen the ministry's oversight responsibilities. All agencies under the ministry must ensure that their recruitment or enlistment procedures are well documented and strictly adhered to. Again, as it were, merit-based. They say this is what they are doing. It didn't used to be this way.
Okay, that's fine. Let's be transparent. Let's publish the list of whoever got recruited. Let's publish the full set of results. What did you get in the aptitude test? You see, one way of solving
transparency
this is transparency. If I said, let's know.
And if it's protocol, they should publish the protocol people and let us know who got protocol. They should tell us.
Allow us to know who was recruited.
Yes.
What the scores were, how they fared. Everybody was saying,
how come me, somebody from Saito come up in life like this? If everything was protocol, me, who did I know? Who did my father know? How will I ever have progress in life that today I can even qualify to sit here?
If Joe is
Joe,
please.
Joe, go ahead.
We have to stop the protocol. They should tell us who has got all the MPs who are even fighting it right now. They have their location. They teach us.
Thank you.
There's no RT official protocol. They don't have it, but they do it.
Senor, thank you.
Don't say just send me the number. Is that the terminology?
But look, Senor may be a bit disruptive. I can imagine, I can appreciate his emotions. He just said something a while ago. If this were the system, some of us will not get close anywhere to where we sit. Or I've gone through schools. I never have to know anybody. Even today, where I have opportunity, I try to disguise so that I can get what I want on merit. Yes, Joe.
It's simple. According to what you read, let's be transparent. And it's possible. After all, everybody who applied, right, applied online. If there was an aptitude test, everybody scores, let us know. Let us know what they scored, who has been selected for the
medicals. There are about 100 plus who are going for 100,000 plus who are going for medicals.
Publish it. Publish it.
Let's listen to Afenyo King, whether you agree or disagree with him, that at this point, let's just halt it. Hold on, let's just halt it. Listen to Afenyo King.
Forms to 506,000 when you know that you have only vacancy for 5,000 people. You've sold forms to 506,000. When you know that you have vacancy for 5,000, then apart from the 220 Ghana cedi per form, you are now going to charge them 1,600 for medicals. So, Mr. Speaker, so those who qualify for medicals, they'll go and do medicals. So you have about 200,000 going for medicals. When you know that even if all of them pass, you have vacancy for 5,000. Mr. Speaker, if 200,000, what is that? If 100,000 have even qualified for medicals, you know you have only 5,000. So you are going to get 160 million from the poor Ghanaian youth.
You have taken 113 million.
1,600 cedis, transportation not included. That is the fee. Meanwhile, you know that the person will not have access. Why do you do this? If all of them, even if 50% of them pass, even if 50% of them pass, that is 50,000. Yet you have only 5,000 vacancy. 5,000. And you are going to take 6,600 from each of them. Mr. Speaker, I do not think that this is the right approach. We've been told the minister will brief us, but the minister is here to brief us. Mr. Speaker, can the recruitment exercise be suspended so that these things are properly ironed out? Because the system that has been introduced, Mr. Speaker, for want of a better word, is duping the youth.
Yes, so Joe Jackson.
We should not stop the process.
Is that the solution?
No,
that's not.
That can't be the solution.
Don't you think that the aptitude test and the mass failure is intended to get the number they need rather, and which has led them to get even over 100,000?
Listen, whatever it is, there has to be a transparent process.
It doesn't matter that 1 million people
and
come
then
on
I think it is unfair to say stop the process because 500,000 won the positions.
They are going for medicals. They are going to pay 1,200 or 600.
The problem is with the fees.
Over 100,000 people.
But how do you select
and
those
you just need only 5,000.
When we were young,
But
you know how they
the issue is
selected?
if all of us,
People in the cadets.
if you are sitting on the other side of the fence,
Why not?
you'll be asking, why if I've passed the benchmark for
Medicals.
no, for the aptitude test,
Yes.
why should I be stopped from going
to do medicals?
Over 100,000?
Yes.
How many will be disqualified in the medicals?
It is what it is. I would feel sore
Equality
if
of
I
opportunity.
qualified, let's say the pass mark was 70 marks over 100. And I qualified, I got 71. And it just so happens that over 100,000 people got above 71. I will feel very sore if you didn't allow me to go for the medicals. Let's be clear. We have to face the situation. The problem is not taking the option away from the 500. In fact, if you reduce that, then the mugu will even get worse. Well, man, allow them. Right now, it is what it is.
His solution is that you allow them to go through.
It's not a solution.
Then you keep the number so that the next phase, you don't open again, you just let them come in.
It's neither here nor there. If that's, go through with this process, select your 5,000. Whatever it is, that's 5,000 people off the street.
Yeah.
Right? Let's be clear also. If I'm an applicant, the thought of not being able to go for the medical will be harsh because I passed. Let's do it. But let us be clear that what we need is some emergency measures to help create employment that is not driven.
I get that
by
point.
the government.
So those who go through the medicals and pass,
Yes.
there's going to be another recruitment again shortly.
Yes.
Should they have to join another queue, start all over again?
No, if you've paid the fees, you shouldn't pay again.
That's what he's
I
saying.
don't think anybody should pay
way.
fees. Let's
Thank
stop
you.
this thing about asking these young guys to pay fees. It's not right. It's not right.
So let me go.
I don't see the moral grounds.
Senor, thank you. Senor, thank you. Let me go to.
I was just saying.
No, it's a Japan system.
Why don't you charge it against their first income when they are employed?
Thank you.
What I'm saying is that, you see, again, let's be clear.
How much are they paid?
Some people, some of the 5,000.
But they were going to pay before.
Some of the applicants are actually employed.
The feedback I'm getting is it's not the best.
Actually employed. You know, some wanted to move jobs. Okay. 2, there were a lot of processes up to the point of the aptitude test. And candidates or applicants were dropping off along the line. It's not the 5,000 that got to the aptitude test. It's not so. So people went for a documents examination. Some did not make it to the next stage.
That's right.
Okay? But the total number that applied was this. But the screening process continuously dropped people along the way.
Okay, I'm bringing Japan in now, and a friend in the media tells me that, says that he knows people that applied for the recruitment. Some did multiple applications, confirming what you said earlier. And he knows that some of them are already employed.
Yes.
But they want a better opportunity.
Yes.
And he believes that more than half of the 500,000 are either employed or they are self-employed. Yeah. You know, they are artisans and all who are in there.
I was giving you that vulnerable
He says,
employment.
limiting the number of applications sold could also be dangerous. What if the first 100,000 are not qualified? Hey, really, 100,000 per not qualified. Based on the set criteria. But the next 10,000 who could not meet the application cutoff have all it takes to join. So I totally agree with Kofi Bento that it should be free. If the security agencies still need their money, it can be deducted from the allowances of those who are successful. As Senor and Joe Jackson just said. Yes. What do you think?
See, I'm not surprised people are calling this a Ponzi scheme.
That's in Team Fojo.
Yes, because this is all self-induced.
How?
You have the status quo being an eligibility age bracket of 18 to 25. 7 age brackets.
Yeah.
You increase it by 10.
Why?
And move the age from 25 to 35.
Another 10 million.
And you expect that what will happen? What did you expect? The numbers will increase, the applicants would increase by reason only of that decision. When you knew, according to you, that the IMF condition limits.
Now come to me. You also know.
Oh, please, I don't know.
You don't know.
You speak for yourself.
Well, when you were in government, you were not briefed.
When, according to you, the IMF conditions limit the
number of people you can put on the payroll.
Recruit by only 5,000. So why do you do that in the first place?
Why do we do what?
And Joe, see, rather than use the word pretend, I think we should rather be talking of deceit. Because that's exactly what we, the politicians, especially the NDC government, has done to the youth of Ghana. Why am I saying so? Read their manifesto. 24-hour economy. Chapter 2.1. 24-hour economy policy. Same job, 3 shifts, 3 people. The 24-hour economy is a deliberate policy intervention by the incoming NDC administration to stimulate economic growth by creating an enabling environment for business and public institutions to operate 24/7 in 3 shifts of 8 hours each. This innovative policy represents an integrated framework designed to support businesses to operate round the clock. It is a comprehensive multi-sectoral import substitution, export-led and industrialization agenda to transform the Ghanaian economy and create decent, sustainable, well-paying jobs. It promises increased employment opportunities, productivity, and an enhanced access to public services and revenue. The implementation of the 24-hour economy policy will be supported by strategic investments in infrastructure, security, energy, among others. Security. Key sectors of the 24-hour economy policy, that's 2.1.1. The 24-hour economy will focus on selected public institutions with large customer base such as ports and harbors, customs, passport office, DVLA, etc. They left it blank, open-ended. It will also focus primarily on.
But what we know
please,
this.
Please. I'm not speaking to you.
We know this.
Please,
Let him use his time.
He's using his time. And the list: agro-processing, manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, construction, financial services, extractive industries, sanitation and waste management, hospitality industry, retail centers, transportation services, health services, and security services. This is one of the primary focuses of the 24-hour economy. And so if you promise the youth of Ghana that you're going to run 3 shifts of 8 hours, and you go ahead to increase the age bracket from 18 to 25, to from 18 to 35, and publish that they should come and apply for jobs in the security services, they're entitled to assume that you are increasing the number of security service personnel today from 100,000 to 300,000 to enable you to run the 3-shift system. True or false? So why are they telling me 5,000? Please, senior, please, with respect.
It's false. It's a false premise.
With respect. It was only rhetorical.
Okay, that's okay.
So they had a legitimate expectation to go out there and apply in the kinds of numbers that we're seeing.
Because in fact, they said they will need more security personnel.
Thank you very much.
To provide protection for the job, the companies that will do the
companies and all that, the farms who are going to run 24 hours with the boreholes that will be sunk in the cocoa farms. And all. You told them all that. You told them. Now they come and apply after you had promised the people who were past the age bracket that look, there's opportunity for you. Because we've increased it from 25 to 35. So go ahead and apply. You turn around and come and tell us what is the IMF that is limiting your ability to recruit to 5,000. At the time that you're doing your manifesto, please.
But
at the time that you're making your manifesto, we're not aware of the IMF condition.
Ejapa, do you see some wisdom in increasing the threshold to allow more people to come in? Because from my understanding, in engaging these people, they explain that, you know, we have artisans who are doing very well, who are into various jobs. By the time you find these people, they are above 30.
How so?
And you should give them opportunity to get into the security services. So maybe what they need to do is to give a certain category for them as professionals, rather than allow them to apply for all of them.
Because as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
In the past, were these same artisans not finding their way into the security services when the age bracket was 18 to 25?
Good question.
Were they not? We didn't have artisans in the security services.
And they could learn from those senior
So what are we talking about?
And you see, at the time,
look, it was the numbers, based on deceit.
The numbers,
let's call a spade a spade.
The numbers will be projected to about 100 or 110, 20,000. But today is 500,000.
Samson, it is because it's not
so this is
age.
Ejapa is right. That is self-inflicted, right?
Self-inflicted.
It's not right. How is it right?
Purely based on deceit.
What is the
hold on. It's still Ejapa who is speaking. Ejapa,
where's the age?
Are you done?
Where's the age?
Otherwise, you have some time. Yes.
So they should find a way to appease the youth by speaking truth to the youth of Ghana that, like Joe said, it is not the public service, it's not a government that necessarily would create the jobs, the private sector, and that what we told you, right, we cannot deliver. But you can't.
But the refund, the refund of fees.
Wait, what? You're going to increase the security service to 500,000.
Ejapa, a number of issues being thrown at you.
Already
Can I ask a question? Don't let him ask you the question. Let me ask you the question. A number of issues being thrown at you that you were taking in your regime. You were taking 300 Ghana cedis for the application. They have reduced it to 220. Wait.
You were selling more forms than vacancies were available.
Wait. Can I do the questioning, sir? And the company, TribeNet, that the minority leader was accusing, later withdrew and apologized and so on, of doing something wrong, were getting far more. Now, they are getting only 25%.
Is that why they're selling more forms? So that they can make up for the reduction in the fee that they are charging? Because if you do the math, there's no problem.
Again, can I? Let me finish. And we have heard around the table from Joe Jackson Senior that the state can do these processes. You bring in a third party, they get the money, they get the equipment, and they do it, and they keep all the data. That's what they used to do. Now, the data will belong to the security services. They'll keep all the computers, all the printers that they have bought for the processes and so on. Don't you see that there's some reset in that regard?
How so? I don't see it at all. Senior. In any event, I don't even understand why MPP regime even arises in this matter. They made certain commitments to the people of Ghana, which the people felt was superior to what MPP was offering.
Correct.
So MPP was voted out. We are now assessing them on the performance of their promises.
And they are showing you the evidence of the research.
Which is what we're seeing being manifest out there. That you have 500,000 people buying forms as opposed to the period when you were having 100,000. Okay? Reduced fee notwithstanding, if you do the math, I'm sure those mathematicians around the table can do it for us. And it would clearly show that irrespective of the fact that the fee has been reduced from 300 to 220, because the numbers have gone up, TribeNet or whoever it is may be making much more money than they were making in the past.
The stampede is over.
Which stampede?
They have stopped all the sitting in the sun.
But the sitting in the sun would still happen because of the body selection.
No, they have gone. They've gone through those processes. The reason you didn't hear about them is that it's been seamless. That's what they are telling you.
Until last year, right? There were no stampedes.
Yeah.
Recruitments happened every year.
Yeah.
There were no stampedes.
There were, except they did not result in death.
I've never heard of any stampede at security service recruitment until last year.
Yes.
Assuming that they were. It never led to any death. Last year, it did. The people who managed that process, I'm not sure what has happened to them. Okay? So it is neither here nor there. I don't see how
why should it be neither here nor there? Kofi, why should it be neither here nor there?
How is it even
they say you are accusing them. You are accusing them of not doing things right.
5,000.
And they are showing you that, for example, in 2016, there was a suggestion that even the TribeNet, it's some way. Now they've shown you that when you were in power, TribeNet was working. So, Kofi, check this. In 2016, TribeNet did the job for prison service. They took 40%. The Ghana prison service got 60%, and TribeNet retained the software and ownership. 2017, they did it for prison service. They took 40%. Then they retained ownership. In 2017, 2018, they did for immigration service. They retained 50% together with all the, software that had been purchased for the process. In 2018, they did it for National Fire Service. They got 35% and still retained software and everything. In 2021, they got 30%, still retained software and everything. Muntaka is telling you that this time, they are getting only 25%. We are retaining everything else to help us to be able to do this on our own going forward.
It is a red herring. It is an inconsequential detail.
Absolutely.
The problem, let me tell you what that represents. And I heard, but we have to say it. When people have problems in this country, our leaders seek to benefit from it. You saw it in Jeddah. We ended up in all kinds of scandals where, because of the intensity of the problem, the politicians and business people create something that ultimately only benefits them. I am not knocking TribeNet or whoever it is, but it is unacceptable mismanagement. It is unconscionable. It does not, I won't use that word, but when you have a system, a government system, that does not have a budget for recruitment, all right? What do you mean? They are creating something so they can loot. What do you mean by managing?
Where have you seen a budget for recruitment?
Please,
where? In public service?
It is unacceptable.
Where? Tell
It
me.
does not make
Not
sense.
only Ghana, where?
Where
have you ever seen a budget for recruitment?
That
is part of the operational expenses.
When you have a security...
supposed to be.
It's part of the operational... It is part of...
The operation. What operational?
If you have to, you are
process of hiring.
The recruitments are expensive.
It's an
The recruitments are
you recruit
expensive,
every year.
and yet there's no budget for
you recruit every
recruitment.
year. It is not going to be sprung on you as a surprise. You know it is coming, and you don't plan at all for it. It is unacceptable mismanagement, and it's actually...
It's not that they don't plan, Kofi. They think that because there are third parties who do this and there will be money from it.
I'm saying that as an institution, as an army institution, you don't make any plan or budget for it because you are creating that avenue for somebody to make money. And listen, when we were younger, all right, and I recommend what I'm going to say as a solution to this, we had cadets in secondary schools. That shows you people who have an interest in joining the army. They start early. We had sportsmen in school. People who have done the things that you are going to send people to medicals.
It used to be relevant, eh?
It used to be, it is very relevant.
Guys used to get into the services.
And I remember some of the security people who come and work with the cadets. Look, this thing is a predatory elite creating a system to loot from the problem.
Okay.
So I'm saying, no. Let's go back to all these second cycle institutions. And if you want security services people, recruit from the cadets.
What's the consensus around the table? Is it Joe Jackson's proposal and that of Senor that don't suspend it, proceed with it, and finish with it? Yes, you can head.
Refund the money to the people.
Sorry. And And Afeyo Makin tells me that he only apologized to Muntaka because he claimed that he had inferred corruption against him. That's the limit of the apology that he gave. He didn't apologize for everything. So his criticisms are valid.
In future, we must have a policy.
No, this one. What do you do
I'm talking
with it?
about it. This one.
There are over 100,000 who are going for medicals. They will pay in excess of 1,000 Ghana cedis.
That medical thing should stop. All right? Should stop. It's
the medical is... Let him make his point. You have made your point. Let him.
You don't need 100,000 people to go and do medicals for jobs that really don't exist. So I'm saying, stop this medical thing. Look, there are processes, ways by which you can screen and get your 5,000. Let the 5,000 go for the medicals. All right?
They should do another aptitude test.
No.
Because they use the aptitude test to clear off some of them.
Whatever they are doing, I'm saying people should not pay any more money as part of this process. Use Senyor's thing. If whatever it is.
Once they get employed.
When they get employed, they can pay.
First salary.
But I'm saying we need a policy that says this is the end of this kind of thing. It's predatory. Okay? We can go back to the one that respectfully makes more sense. Recruit from the cadets and the sports people.
But they also
you don't need to sell all those. What?
Whether you cadet, you still have to go through an objective process.
But of course. But then you have a narrow thing.
Thank you.
To deal with
Ejapa, should it be suspended? Should we go on in news of saying yes?
I think it should proceed. Because people need jobs. Okay.
The 100,000 plus should go and pay 1,600 according to Afeyo Makin.
The fee payment, as has been suggested, should be explored. Okay, that if you're going to get all of them to go and do the medical, let them go and do it, and then those that are recruited get to pay when they start.
Those that are not recruited is the state's loss. Yes. In terms of saying it, should it continue?
So that you don't continue.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, if we are sitting here as lawyers, we must be mindful of what we call the rule of law. The certainty and predictability must regulate every activity that we go into. That you enter into a contract, and understand with the people that when they apply, this is the final result. You can't truncate it. It must conclude. Now, they must find a way to deal with the fees. Would it be just to say that, well, those who qualify should pay, those who don't qualify, you can go home? Or those who take the medical exam, and qualify can pay, and those who don't. But you see, that's a service charge. The doctor is going to say, I'm examining people, and I'm charging by people. The money doesn't come to...
And as I understand it, and as I understand it,
using the private
and as I understand it, each security service is bearing its own cost. Each security service.
Yes.
So even though it's a centralized portal, no money goes to the Interior Ministry.
Yes.
So if they are doing a memo for the voucher, or they are going to the post office to do the payment for the voucher, if I am opting for immigration, it goes to immigration.
So they should use that money to finance the medicals for the people who pass. And then let's move on.
All right.
I said that.
Why are we using a private person to private do the medical?
people?
This is unconscionable.
I am telling you.
No, now the looting has become too much.
No,
it's becoming too obvious.
The medicals.
Okay,
We know
let me
it's
cut out the looting. I retract that.
No, we have spoken about.
But why are we not
party.
Using police and 37 to do the medical?
Let's be sure about that.
That's what I just said.
It is the application process and the aptitude test that we know is outsourced to a private entity. We don't know about the next step. That is a private medical.
So we are saying,
because they do it in all the regions where they are.
So, and they don't have police. So we are saying something for the record. All the money they've collected already.
I say that. You are finished.
No, I was on this. All the money they've collected should be used to pay for the medicals. Because
we take a break here.
So you allowed.
Please finish your point. You
were heckling me.
No. Okay. Yes.
So I'm saying that
it's in a minute.
Look, it's a service, and the service is payable to the one offering the service. So either we find money.
There's money.
The government finds money to pay for
There is money.
Or the people...
Please, nobody should interject anybody again. I beg you.
Or the people who are paying should pay for the service. It is not the Ghana government that is examining the people medically. It's not the police hospitals. They are referral hospitals where you go for examination. And so the doctors charge the service fee. And so if we think that those who have passed should not bear the cost, then we must find a way.
Yes, thank you. Yes. He says already you have made 110 million Ghana cedis. Keep that money, use some of it to take care of the medicals.
Manage the cost.
Well, there's a call for a refund of the money.
We must refund the money. The money must be refunded.
So if you are refunding it and Kofi, you agree, then...
No principles.
So I'm saying we have to have a policy on how we do this. Plenty things have been said. Which one are they doing?
So do you know that? Hold on, because you have made your substantive point. Wait, because you know that similar situations happened, and Shraj was petitioned. There were complaints to Shraj for the refund, and Shraj ordered the refund.
So if they refund, we are fine. They shouldn't charge for the medical. They should still pay for it.
Similar things happened in 2018 or 2019 or 2020.
Something. The discussion, I think that
because when Japan was speaking, he forgot that in 2022,
MPP is not
they sold more forms than the African.
It's your promises to the youth of Ghana that is relevant.
And then they were not transparent.
As for the politicians, sometimes you don't know if they listen to themselves.
No, you can't always play them back. It's only Inusa who is relatively more consistent. So, on that side.
But they have genuine concerns. When they raise them, we should listen to them. Thank you. Yeah.
This is it. I don't think it's conscionable collecting money from these people. These people are struggling. We shouldn't do it. Refund the money.
Agreed.
Now, the security, the medical process, I can't understand in any part of my life and policy thinking. While in the middle of all this difficulty, we are not using the state medical institutions to be able to provide that.
You don't know that for a fact.
I don't know. But if it is, use them and manage your cost.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, use them and manage your cost.
Yes.
The next thing.
But the PPEs they will use, they will buy them. That's what they are talking about.
The incidence is on them. They'll be more careful.
Okay.
Then the last one here, this 100,000, you did maybe 65 as the mark. We all went to the university. When the pressure gets higher, they increase the market scheme. Our registrar, Eti Kunu, I remember when I was then acting SRC president. I was acting and we're sitting. Eti Kunu said, Senor, when we were entering the school, we just needed 2 E's to enter the university. At that time, you were even struggling with 3 C's to enter the university. So if this is it, scale it and maybe reduce the 100,000 and to some 30,000 or some 20,000, and minimize your cost.
That is
within that period, because if the cost is on them, they'll be more responsible.
Thank you. Now we want to find out why President John Mahama finds nothing wrong flying on his brother's jets, and at the same time is asking CEOs of state enterprises and their boards, banning them from, is it really a ban? It's qualified, from traveling for retreats, for studies, for exchanges and all of that. There's a lot of it in the public service, right? Sometimes you see people applying for spaces in the public service and you find out their main incentive is that if I am in this place, I'll get to travel to go here and there and do X, Y, Z, and get per diems. Why does the president not see anything wrong with flying in his brother's jet and is at the same time issuing this directive to these other people? In any case, there is a code of ethics for ministers and appointees. They are not supposed to accept gifts, not more than 20,000, is it, or how much? So people are asking the question, is that not gift you are accepting when you say all you are doing is fueling it, but not that you are paying for it? Now, some of you have sent in some messages. I'll read them quickly before I take this break. This one says that, Collins Little Tete, your message is long, but I'll try. You promise transparency, but keeping 111 million Ghana cedis from desperate youth isn't transparent. It's taking advantage. If we can't have the jobs, we need the money back to survive. So over 500,000 people, over 500,000 of us paid 220 for a fair chance, but only 5,000 can win. That math isn't mathing. Okay, so I'll end it here. Collins Little Tete. Kwesi says, Senor Jose has expressed deep concern about the alarming rate of graduate unemployment in Ghana. His remarks reflect the passion of a true patriot. Echo says, honestly, I doubt the credibility of the aptitude test. If the test wasn't conducted in a testing center under invigilation, people could have easily cheated. Many questions were not relevant to the job on offer. It's aptitude test. It's not about the job, what you are getting on that job. And the pass mark, 65%, was set way too low. Yeah. Okay. Collins Tete says, society tolerates elite corruption as business as usual, but moralizes petty theft as immoral decay. This Ghana is something else. Thanks for your messages. Darwin says that they didn't handle the security recruitment well. They didn't share clear results and just said disqualified, which confused and upset many candidates. They should have been open about scores, communicated clearly, and allowed appeals. Okay. The young magician says, payables do not mean payment. Payables can be accruals and forecast without actuals happening. These payables will have to be backed by supporting an actual document before payments are effected. The question is simple. Have we made any of such payments to anyone? Some of them are double payments. Some of them are for payments made but the goods not delivered or partially delivered. So it's not general. But you raise a good point, so as they admit. This one says, please tell the MPP politician in your studio that some of us Ghanaians have gone past diversion of attention because we lived through them all. This is Nana Springtex Road. So seriously speaking, the mess left behind by the previous MPP government via looting of state coffers by few individuals, whilst majority of Ghanaians can't even have 2 square meals a day, sometimes even one day before going to sleep at night, is mind-boggling. Meanwhile, government after government would be head of chasing IMF for loans and still, okay, so you have admitted that this is a ritual that we are used to and it's not associated with one particular regime. We'll take a quick break. We'll return to answer those two questions. President Mahama doesn't see conflict of interest in flying his brother's jets on official duties. At the same time, he thinks the boards and CEOs of state-owned organizations and appointees are wasting public funds in their travels. We'll be right back.